Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of the Cumulative Update, your source for the latest Office 365 changes and important tech industry news. Okay, so I know this episode's a little bit late. I apologize. Things have been a little bit crazy. I think everyone would agree. So, unfortunately, there's not much news to discuss today. Primarily, we'll just be going over the changes to Office 365. Because, not much is happening in the world right now. At least, not in terms of tech. And not in terms of enterprise technology. Because that's the news I try to focus on with this podcast. Things that, impact enterprises. Not video game news. Because there's always tons of that. Okay, let's get this ball rolling. So, to start things off, Teams. New feature, changes to video layout in Teams meetings. We are pleased to announce that the number of participants that can be viewed simultaneously during a Teams meeting will increase from 4 to 9. Additionally, we are working on increasing this limit even further so that more participants can be viewed simultaneously. We'll begin rolling this out in late April and expect it to be completed by early May. This is great. They're trying to compete with Zoom. Zoom, I don't know how many people you can have on at the same time, but it seems like a lot. But Zoom has security issues. Okay. Next update. Let's look at this. This is for Dynamics 365. To ensure all customers receive the benefits of our continued investments into field service and project service automation, like the Dynamics platform, we have begun to push automatic updates for FS customers on 8.8.6 and higher, and PSA customers on 3.10.2 and higher. So, they're just going to roll out updates to you. Hopefully you won't have any issues or crashes. For customers still on versions 7.x or 2.x, so 7.x of FS or 2.x of PSA and earlier, these versions are end of life and out of support. It remains critical that you upgrade as soon as possible. So move to Dynamics Online so you stay up to date all the time. What's this? This is not a new, they've updated the announcement for update feature, streamlining the recipient experience for links shared with specific people. I don't know, that must be completed now. So basically, we're, yeah. So only guest users will see the screen sharing link validation. Users in your organization may still see it, but they should just be able to log in and continue. Dynamics 365 service update 168 for Canada. Maintenance window starts April 25th, 1 UTC, ends 10 UTC. So hopefully you don't have any downtime during that. Okay, Exchange Online updates to Outlook for iOS and Android. We are providing support for S/MIME with automated certificate delivery for Outlook for Android. We are also introducing updates that separate work and personal experiences in Outlook for iOS and Android. These updates are related to the Microsoft 365 roadmap IDs. Automated create delivery for SMIME in Android. Visual cues by account in iOS. Work and personal contact separation in Android and iOS. Presumably, you'll be able to swap between personal and business contacts, which will be nice. Dynamics 365 change is coming. Automatic transition to unified interface. Please access the Unified Interface Scheduling portal to view the environments that are scheduled to be moved to the Unified Interface. Sign in using your corporate admin credentials. For further details, see the FAQ. So you guys should probably review that because your interface is going to change, maybe, in Dynamics 365. Okay, Teams updates to provide enhanced meeting and administration controls and security enhancements. So, let's look at this. We are pleased to announce the following updates to provide additional controls on how Teams meetings are accessed and experienced, as well as additional administration and security enhancements. Update default policy to enforce lobby in meetings. Assign a policy package to a batch of Teams users. Control profile picture settings in Teams. Set a default policy for who can present in Teams meetings. Change in-meeting join experience. Provide privacy for participants who call into meeting via PSTN. Rolling out early May. So we got the enforced lobby and meetings mid-April. Policy package to a batch of Teams users mid-April. Control profile picture settings in Teams mid-April. Default policy for who can present in Teams meetings early May. Change in meeting join experience end of April. Provide privacy for participants who call into a meeting via PSTN, rolling out early May. So there's going to be a lot more administration options, and they're making some tweaks to the default profile. So if usually with the default profile, let me just check real quick, because usually it's if you sign up for a new account, then the new default policy will be put into effect. But if you're existing, you'll get to keep what you currently have. But let me just verify that. They do not specify. That would be my assumption. If they make changes to the default, they're going to assume that the settings you currently want are fine, and hopefully don't update that. But, Microsoft, maybe they'll just go ahead and change it. So keep an eye on that. Okay, update for Office 365 Pro Plus on the monthly channel, semi-annual channel, and semi-annual channel. They've said that twice. Must be a typo. We've released updates to the Office 365 Pro Plus monthly channel, semi-annual channel, and semi-annual channel. Targeted. Oh, the last one's targeted as opposed to just semi-annual channel. We began gradually rolling out these updates of Office 365 Pro Plus to users on these channels beginning April 14th, 2020. So you're going to get Office updates in the next week or so. Or maybe they've already happened. Teams update priority notifications promotion extended to April 1st. Updated April 15th, 2020. We are extending the period that unlimited priority notifications in Microsoft Teams will be available for all users. We are extending the promotion to July 1st, 2020 from its previous end date of April 1st, 2020. After July 1st, 2020, licensed users will be able to send priority notifications according to the terms of their subscription. How does this affect me? You can mark a Teams message as urgent when they have access to the priority notifications feature. Unlike important messages, urgent messages are sent with priority notifications that notify the recipient every 2 minutes for a period of 20 minutes or until the recipient reads the message. This feature maximizes the likelihood that a message is acted upon in a timely manner. I mean, that's a good feature, but it could be kind of annoying if I got one of those. Okay. SharePoint update. New feature. Global reader experience in new SharePoint Admin Center. Updated April 15th, 2020. To ensure proper experience, we are extending the rollout timeline for this feature. The SharePoint Admin Center will soon support the global reader admin role. Users who are assigned this role will have read-only access to all info and settings in the new SharePoint Admin Center. This feature is related to the global admin role introduced in September 2019. Early April, previously March. Rolling this out to production and GCC. The rollout will be completed by the end of April, previously March. So you have a new role if you want to use it. Office 365 update. Feature update. Secure by default. We're updating the rollout timeline to ensure the proper experience. We're implementing another phase in Secure by Default, which will affect any domains which fail authentication, though they are implicitly allowed in your anti-spam policy. We'll be gradually rolling this out in mid-May, previously April. Users will see that messages from domains that fail authentication, but that had been allowed by tenant rules, have been marked as junk. So, this is like, if you have business partners, like companies that you work with, and they've not got DKM and SPF records set up correctly, they need to do that soon. If they don't, your email is going in junk, and your users will complain, and you'll have to complain to the client to tell them to get their stuff together. Okay, SharePoint, new feature. New rich text editor for text fields with SharePoint lists. Users will soon have access to a new rich text editor on multi-line text fields when editing a SharePoint list or library. So, okay. So they're basically going to let you, rather than editing right on the page, it'll be a little button that you have to click to then edit the text with a, fonts editor and stuff like that. I mean, why couldn't you just build that into the form? Don't know. Why does it have to open up in another tab? Don't know. Hopefully they just show it for enhanced rich text columns, which I would expect that behavior for. That I could find that borderline acceptable functionality. But if it's just plain text, I hope that you remains like the old editor remains. If it doesn't, it just jumps to this new thing. That's gonna be a problem. Office 365 update April 17th. Awareness of Microsoft 365 temporary feature adjustments. So they're just reissuing an update. New announcement. Oh, okay, so they've added something. So Stream video search experience in Stream will temporarily exclude results from transcripts in the US East and Europe West regions. Searches will continue to show results based on words in the video title and description. So, the Ustream, you've got some limitations now to deal with. Okay, Teams updated. New feature. Tag in Microsoft Teams. We are extending the rollout time to ensure the proper experience. We apologize for any inconvenience. Tags enable targeted communication by allowing users to message members of a tag. We'll be gradually rolling this out to customers in early January 2020. The rollout will be completed by the end of June, previously March. Using tags, team owners can organize users based on common attributes such as role, project, skill, training, or location. Oh, that's cool. So you can essentially create little mini groups inside of a Teams group. That's pretty good. That's pretty handy. Okay, OneDrive updated. New feature, OneDrive sync version history. We have extended the rollout timeline to ensure the best experience. We apologize for any inconvenience. There seems to be a trend this week. A lot of delays. Your Windows and Mac users will now be able to view and restore previous versions of their files directly in their desktop file explorer or their Mac Finder. We'll be gradually rolling this out to customers in mid-March. The rollout will be completed by mid-May, previously April. So, delays. That is what I'm seeing. Dynamics 365 and Power Platform, provisioning and admin operation enforcement. Today, there are two different entry points for provisioning new environments, Dynamics 365 Admin Center and the Power Platform Admin Center. This has caused some confusion, and we are working diligently to move to a single provisioning experience in the Power Platform Admin Center. In the coming months, all customers can provision environments from Power Platform Admin Center. 1 gig of available database capacity is prerequisite for being able to provision an environment. Certain admin operations will no longer be available when tenant exceeds storage capacity entitlements. Create a new environment requires 1 gig available capacity. Copy an environment begins on May 1st, 2020. Restore an environment begins on May 1st, 2020. You can always clean up storage, delete unwanted environments, or buy more capacity to be compliant with storage usage. Fantastic. OneDrive for Business activity column is being retired. We are retiring the activity column in OneDrive and shared libraries. The feature in its current state is not providing the intended value and experience. If your organization is not using the activity column, you can safely disregard this message. Yeah, because it's not doing what it's supposed to. I imagine not a lot of people use it. Teams, but if you do, I guess you're super out of luck. Teams, meeting, and chat experience improvements. We are pleased to announce the following updates to improve the Teams meeting and chat experience. Early access meeting options from within a Teams meeting in progress, rolling out at the end of April. Download a participant report in a Teams meeting, rolling out early May. Audio playing on presenter device will be shared in the live event, rolling out at the end of April. Screen share from chat, rolling out early May. That's fantastic. Lots more features and functionalities in Teams. Onward. Office 365, new feature. Review mode in Word for the web prevents unintended edits. Your end users will soon be able to share Word for the web documents in review mode, which limits recipients to adding comments or leaving track changes in the document. This message is associated with Microsoft 365 Roadmap ID 27017. We'll be gradually rolling this out to standard release tenants in late April. The rollout will be completed by the end of May. Okay. Yammer Conversations web part for SharePoint. We're updating the Yammer Conversations web part for SharePoint to contain the new Yammer experience. SharePoint pages that use the existing Yammer Conversations web part will begin to display the new experience. Targeted release, early May to mid-May. Standard release, mid-May to mid-June. Users will be able to create any type of Yammer post directly in SharePoint. Users will be able to upload images and files into Yammer Conversations directly in SharePoint. Users will be able to start a conversation in any community in Yammer. Yammer, new feature, Yammer app for Microsoft Teams. The new Yammer app for Microsoft Teams brings a fully interactive Yammer experience into the hub for teamwork, helping your users stay connected to what's happening across the organization. This message is associated with Microsoft 365 Roadmap ID 63163. We will roll this out in mid-April. After users install the app, it will appear in the navigation left rail in Microsoft Teams. They will be able to join community discussions, share announcements, attend live events, and connect with coworkers, similar to how they interact in Yammer. It's Yammer, but it's inside Teams. This differs from the current Yammer tab experience in Teams, which ties Yammer to a specific channel using a tab. So, I mean, I think that old experience is still useful. So, hopefully that's still possible after they have rolled this out. Office 365, prepare for update to new My Apps and My Account experiences. We will be updating the current Azure AD apps and profile experiences on July 20th, 2020. This means on July 20th, all users will be automatically switched over to the updated My Apps and My Account experiences. We will recommend you migrate your users to the new experiences prior to the July date to allow them to try the new interface as soon as possible. Please note that the updated My Apps and My Account offer the same functionality as the current experiences, but with an improved user interface on top of new capabilities to enable your users to be more productive. So, yeah. Basically pushing people onto sort of like a standard My Account. Okay. Office 365 feature update, command bar menu updates for Power Automate formerly Flow. Updated April 20th, 2020. This change is gradually rolling out to standard release customers. Rollout will be completed by end of April. They're basically just renaming Create a Flow or Start a Flow or whatever that button was to Power Automate because they changed the name. Okay, Exchange, new feature. Third-party online meeting providers in Outlook for Android. Outlook for Android is introducing the ability to support add-ins for third-party online meeting creation. This feature is related to Office 360 or Microsoft 365 Roadmap 52.55.8. This update will roll out in late April 2020 in Outlook for Android. Support in Outlook for iOS is planned for a later update. Online meeting providers such as BlueJeans, GoToMeeting, and Zoom can provide updates to their Outlook add-ins to enable the new experience. When an add-in is installed on a user's mailbox by their Exchange administrator, it will override the default Teams or Skype options available to users when creating a new online meeting. Add-ins installed by end users will not override the default Teams or Skype option and will have no impact on the meeting creation experience in Outlook for Android. And finally, what's new in Microsoft Intune service update for April? Your Microsoft Intune account has been updated to the latest service build. You'll see the service release number updated and tenant status displayed of the Intune console soon. We introduced some changes that we're excited for you to try out. For this release, the features listed below are still rolling out and may not be available right away. All device page column entry changes. Push notifications when device ownership type is changed. Bulk remote actions. Trusted platform manager version information now on device hardware page. And that is all of the changes to Microsoft for now. So, thank you for joining me today and listening. You can catch this podcast on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, probably wherever you listen to podcasts. So feel free to subscribe, and I will definitely get another episode out next week. So see you next time.